Internet people, so today, well, first of all, happy Shrove Tuesday. I nearly threw up, I had that much fucking pancakes. And also, side note, like, I've actually been off college today and yesterday, because I'm doing my mocks, and I only ain't come in for my mocks. So I also got an infection in my eyebrow. It's not right bad now. I ain't got makeup on this area. Well, I've got makeup everywhere else, but I ain't got it on this area or on this eyebrow. Cause, see, look, like, but literally, I had this massive plaster over it. So like now to get in it, so I just look proper fucking ridiculous because you can fucking see, like, it was all covering like all ear and shit, but like it was all blistered and shit, and gunk was coming out of it. So anyway, enough on that. So today I try and balance my fucking phone up mirror. Can that work? Ooh. Shit. Maybe not. Phone stand. No. It'll work eventually. No. This ain't going to end well. Nah. Do I look... Can you tell? Does it look a bit... Does it look okay? Anyway. Right, so... Today, I want to do a video on the Sodder children, because I said about it last week. Because it's actually, like, dead interesting, so... I'm gonna like stop like rambling on in my videos because I think I do that too much. So in Christmas of I've written this down, by the way, like literally it's like 17 million pages of my shit handwriting. Literally, like there's that page. Like literally, it goes all fucking through me fucking notebook. But anyway, so I've made this so like, because it's a lot of shit. I do a lot of fucking research on this shit. So on Christmas of 1945 in Fayetteville, I think, West Virginia. See, I didn't even know West Virginia was a place. I just thought it was called Virginia or Vagina. So I fucking thought it was vagina. In West Virginia. I'm joking, West Virginia. Don't it fucking look like West Virginia though, you know what I mean? West Virginia. West of my vagina. Anyway, right, this is actually dead tragic, so at F1 AM, after the 9 children, I thought that was a Q then. I'm shit at handwriting, so after the 9 children, and this is going to be such shit quality, the videos I was watching. So 9 children, and both the parents went bed. Fire started. So a fire started at like F1 in the morning on Christmas 1945 in Sodder House. Anyway, I've spelled it Sodder this entire time. Apparently it's 2D, double D. Apparently it's 2 Ds and I put 1 D. And actually at one point I put it Sodder children. So I can't spell or write or do anything. So this is going to be a long video. Anyway, so George Sodder and Jenny Sodder, what was the mum and the dad, and 4 of their other children managed to get out safely. But 5 of the kids got trapped in the house. Marie Sodder, who was the fuck's that? 14. It was so 14-year-old Maurice, 12-year-old Martha, He's finished crying. 9-year-old Lewis, 8-year-old Jenny, and 5-year-old Betty. One sec. So, 14-year-old Maurice, 12-year-old Martha, 9-year-old Lewis, and 8-year-old Jenny, and 5-year-old Martha. Right, I remembered that shit. One sec, let me let my dog out. There you go, Vinny Rusty. Shit, what the fuck was that? What's that? Oh, it's a gnome. Wait, is it a gnome? Yeah, oh, I thought that was... Right, I thought there was a serial killer in my back garden then. Right, so anyway, as I was saying, get back to my notes because I have no memory. So, George... Am I really this shit? Anyway, so George broke a missed out the E, and that looks like an H. Broke a window to try to save his kids, but staircase, right, leading up to the 2 bedrooms was fully on fire. Right, fully on fire, right. And he couldn't get up him, so he... The fuck does that say? So he... Legged it, so he legged it back out, get his ladder. What he always kept, what he always kept, some sources... This is so shit. Sorry, guys. But, so some sources say... Oh, I remember this. So some sources say he always kept it in garage, and some of them said he always kept it propped up outside. So, like, I don't know what that was the truth. But, one sec. But, shit. If he kept it propped up outside, that's not as suspicious, because someone could have just came along and nicked it, but nobody ever did, and he knew everyone in his community, so it would have been weird. Did I write that? But his ladder was gone, so he tried to drive his truck up to the side of the house for, like, you know what I mean, like, climb on top of it and get to his kids' windows, but although it had been in, like, perfect working condition day before and all that shit, it wouldn't set. So, whilst all that was happening, one of the 4 kids, had made it out, legged it to the neighbour's house, get help and shit. So, like, and she asked, called 999 and shit and ring fire brigade, but they couldn't get through to 999, so she kept running to everybody else's house in the neighbourhood trying to get him, you know what I mean, trying to get through to 999, trying to get through to fire brigade, until eventually one neighbour did get through, but while she was doing that, the rest at Sodder, one sec. Eventually she got through, and told 999 what was going down at her house. But took him up till 8. Yes, so the fire started at 1:30 in the morning. So it was probably about like 5 to about the time they got through. And the fire brigade were the fire station was only 2 miles away, or 2.5 miles away, some shit. They didn't get there till 8 a.m. the next morning. So, you know what I mean? It's a bit weird. But whilst she was doing all that, the rest of the Sodder family was calling out to the 5 children what was still trapped inside. But for the hours and hours and hours, they were screaming at them. Vinny's going a bit mad. You're right there, Ben, lad. Can you see him there? Oh. Come on, Ben. Oh. Anyway, so for the hours and hours and hours he was screaming at him, not one voice answered back. What's weird, because if there was 5 kids inside a fucking fire and the family was screaming at him for like hours and hours and hours, you'd think at one point they'd reply, wouldn't you? You know what I mean? They'd like say something back, like scream or yell, like, you know what I mean? But they didn't for like hours. What is weird, you know what I mean? And that'll link into shit. So, one sec. Yep, here it is. So, yeah, Jane, this is... When fire brigade got there, the house was completely levelled, like it was completely fucking burnt down. You done, Vin? Right. And no, not even bone fragments, like no human remains of like the kids was ever found. Not even like fucking bone fragments. What's physically impossible that way. Like it's scientifically not possible. Vin, come on, boy. Leave Jinx and Tiddles and come inside. Right, so anyway, so that's fucking hell, I feel so ill, mate. So anyway, so that's like physically impossible, that is. For that to happen. So that's where it leads the family to believe, because a lot of suspicious shit went on. So that's where it leads the family to believe that the kids was never, like, George and Jenny fully wholeheartedly believed, and so did all the other kids, that their children and the siblings and shit was never in that house when it set fire to begin with. That they was actually kidnapped before the fire even started. And there's a lot, like at first people just thought, oh, this is just a grief-stricken family, you know what I mean, trying to make out that the kids are still alive and trying to find a way for that. You okay, Vin? Come on, Vinny. Come inside. Or don't. He's literally like fucking Cujo, innit? Oh, that's not a dog, that's a demon. What the fuck is he even doing? Can you see him? Like, can you see that? I'm scared. That's not normal, eyes. You're right there, Vin. What is he doing? Back to you two, mate. Oh shit, what's he looking at? Right, so leave him to that. So anyway, so See, this is why nobody watches my videos, because I'm shit at everything. Anyway, so... Oh, is he inside? Good boy, Vinny. Oh. Anyway, so evidence supporting that the Sodders was never actually, he's being so weird, was never actually in the house to begin with. Was that, so that, one sec. Was that, so the fire was declared due to like faulty wiring, but George had him checked like the week prior to that or something by the wiring company, and they said they were sound, and so the Sodders believed that the children had been kidnapped and the house had been set on fire purposely. So shit for sports, the theory was the town where they lived, Fayetteville or something, was believed it was a very like Italian community, you know what I mean? There was a lot of Italians what came America from Italy, and it was believed to be ran by, you know what I mean, like very heavily ran by the mob and shit, and so in this like Italian community where they all lived and shit, George, like they all had the same opinions about like American and Italian politics and shit, but George had voiced some like unpopular opinions. Vinny's been so weird. Anyway, George had voiced some unpopular opinions. Fuck, Vin, chill. He's being weird, him. You know your dog's just like defo possessed? Like, see, he's acting normal now, but he was weird before. Like, really weird. Anyway, so, George had voiced some unpopular opinions about the Italian dictator at the time. And so, like, a lot of people didn't really get on with him. And, one point, a guy what was said to be, some people have said he was the landlord, some people have said he had something to do with a mob, something like that. But he tried to con George out of some extra money, and George sussed it and was like, fuck off, mate, basically. And the guy said, like, one sec, let me find my notes, because this is like a quote thing. Where is it? It's somewhere around here. Fuck. Oh, so the guy got angry at him and said, your goddamn house is going up in smoke and your children will be destroyed. You'll pay for the dirty remarks you've been making about Mussolini. So at first I thought Mussolini was like the mob boss or some shit, but apparently it wasn't. It was some Italian dictator or some shit at the time, a prime minister or whatever the fuck he was. And George didn't like him, so they didn't like George. And, oh, are you okay, Vin? Oh. So anyway, so, and also, the night of the, a few minutes, seconds or hours or whatever the fuck it was, I put seconds, but, you know what I mean? So, before the fire broke out, Jenny Sodder got a phone call, from a woman asking for someone she'd never heard of. So she told her she had the wrong number, and then she hung up and went bed. Then she had like a foot on roof, you know what I mean? Sort of like that, you know what I mean? But not like that, sort of more like, I don't know, and then like a rolling sound. And then she smelt this dead weird smell, and she got up to see what it was, and she saw smoke coming into the room. So she woke her husband up, and they legged it out of the house, yelling for the kids to come follow him. And all the kids did, apart from the 5 kids, what didn't. You know, there was Marie, Smith, Lewis, Jenny, Betty, I think. Anyway, so they reckon that what Jenny heard before the fire was, like, fireballs, you know what I mean? So sort of like, either where somebody gets paper and lights it on fire, or, like, I can't remember what the word was for it, but like things what can be set on fire, like grenades and shit. Not grenades, but you know what I mean? Like incendiary devices, whatever the fuck the word is. But that, so they thought it was that. And Jenny actually saw a green shell of something in the wreckage of the family house after it all. And she took it to somewhere for being examined, and they said it was that incendiary device or whatever the fuck. So they reckon that someone was chucking them on the roof for like, and an eyewitness even said they saw 2 men chucking balls of fire at the roof, and a man was actually convicted for stealing George Sodder's ladder. Another witness said they saw. So anyway, another witness said they saw the Sodder children, like, in a car, just moments before the fire, you know what I mean, like getting packed into a car before the fire, and they saw, somebody else said, like, away from town, said they saw the faces peering out of the car window what had a Florida license plate. And about 11 years later, they got a letter with a picture attached of a 20-year-old man, and the son Lewis, what was 9 at the time at fire, would have been 20 at the time they got this letter. And it basically said that it was from Lewis. And, like, you know what I mean? Like, they said the letter came from Kentucky, but it had, like, an Italian zip code on it or some shit. And there was also, like, a lot of, like, and the guy looked a lot like Lewis from the picture. He looked like Lewis would be grown up, you know what I mean? And a lot of different, like, sightings of the Sodder children was reported. A woman said she saw the children at a diner on Christmas morning, and when she tried to talk to the kids, they just, like, the people what they was with just pulled them away and shit. And hotel staff said they saw him checking in with a group of Italian men or adult adults or some shit like that. What again wouldn't let anybody talk to their kids. Multiple pictures of what was believed to be the sort of children like grown up surfaced. There was even one a few years after of a 7-year-old girl. What George sort of was certain it was Betty. It would have been 7 at the time they got the picture and was 5 at the time at fire. And he drove all the way up to where the picture was, and the parents of this girl wouldn't let him speak to him. They even tried to get the FBI involved at one point, and the local Fayetteville fire brigade and police department and shit said fuck off basically, and said there was insufficient evidence of kidnapping. Okay then, my dog's being weird. Anyway, so it said that there was insufficient evidence of kidnapping. So, you know what I mean? So what they reckon was that the fire department was in on it, and somebody that's why it took him so long to get there. But I don't know. But this video has been way too long, guys. So I don't know if you guys have any info about this shit, I don't know, comment it down below or some shit. And I don't know, give it a like if you want to see more videos like this. But I'm gonna be sick, my dog's went crazy and this video's been too long, so bye.